So as I understand, most of you have completed this fundamentals, Azure fundamentals training, which is AZ 900, right? So what is all about AZ 900? It is a fundamental course wherein we will learn and we will have hands-on theoretical knowledge about Microsoft Azure. What is Microsoft Azure? What is a data center? How it is created? The basic fundamental training. So though this is a prerequisite, which is not mandatory. Okay, so if at all anyone had undergone this training, that's well and good. If not, no issues. So what is next after fundamentals of AZ 900 training? While the participant can choose to do AZ, that is Administrator 104. 104 is the exam code, or the participant can choose to pick a developer course or artificial intelligence engineering or data science, data engineering or security. So all these training modules put together, it is referred to as associate level training. So once you have completed the associate level by picking any of these training modules, then you can target to be an expert level, either selecting solution architect expert or DevOps engineer expert. So suppose you have picked up a developer or DevOps associate training, then you can target to be a DevOps engineer expert. And the exam code is AZ400. So here in expert level training, that is called solution architect expert, there are two exam codes. One is AZ300, 303, and one more is AZ304. So both these certifications put together, it is called as solution architect expert. So here you could see this AZ300. This is the exam which I had taken. Without taking any of these exams, so does it mean one can straight away get into expert role or even a specialist role? Of course, yes. So for that, what are the prerequisites? The prerequisite says you need to have the industry experience over 10 plus years, working in the same domain, having complete thorough knowledge on the subject. Then straight away you can opt for the expert level. Okay, coming to the topic. So today we are talking about the AZ, that is Administrator Associate training. This is the training that we are targeting. So for that, the prerequisite, as it is not on paper, is AZ 900. If you have AZ 900, well and good. If not, almost all the topics will be covered here. So you need not to worry. So you will have very good understanding while learning this administrator level training. Okay, so all good. Any doubts, clarification here? Please raise your voice so that I can touch upon that.
No, sir. All good till now.
Okay, good. Thank you. So let's try to understand more about AZ104. So the Azure Administrator Training Certification is meant for system administrators or those looking to become a system administrator, or even for a trainer who is already into the training vertical, training domain, and who wish to learn this new technology and train other participants or fellow colleagues. So an Azure administrator is the one who is expected to demonstrate, manage, and configure devices, users, user permissions, general computing, cloud storage, and cloud networking in his or her daily routine work. So this is the person who is referred to as Azure administrator. So that is what we are going to train in this entire class. So this training is generally referred to by its exam code AZ104. Throughout the class, throughout the training, we'll be keep talking about this AZ104. So it is the natural path after completing AZ 900 for those who want to obtain the expert certification like Azure Architect Technologies or Azure Architect Design. We'll do one of these associate level training. That is what we were talking in the previous slide. That is, if you want to be an expert, you will pick any of the training which is mentioned in the picture number 2. Next, Azure Administrator AZ104 training is ideal for those who seek a cloud role that is more configuration based rather than having to write complete code in their daily work life. So that means you're not willing to or not interested in coding work like DevOps. So you are more interested in configuring the Azure data center, Azure devices, user permissions, general computing, either using the GUI mode or the CLI mode. You will not be writing any code. If at all, here and there it is needed, it may be less than 2% of coding work. So this is all about a basic understanding about AZ104, the Azure Administrator training that we are undergoing. So any doubts, clarification needed, guys, here?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
No, sir.
So, all right, thank you so much. So let's move on to the next slide. Introduction to the cloud computing. What is all about cloud computing? So cloud computing can be defined as a pool of resources that are available to anyone as a service over the internet. So it is a remote data center that helps an organization to add or subtract resources almost in real time. So a cloud computing is the on-demand availability of computer resources like servers, data storage, electricity, database, networking, software, data security, and other support over the internet. So here the service provider owns the data center and gives it on a rental basis to the users based on pay-as-you-go approach. So the users will use these hired data centers remotely via internet and will not have physical access. As a user, you and me, we will not have physical access to these data centers. We can access it only through internet using our web browser. So the pricing is similar to how you pay for the utilities like water and electricity that we consume at home. So you only pay for the services you consume, and once you stop using them, there is no additional cost or termination fee. For example, you will create a virtual machine and you will start using that virtual machine maybe for half an hour or 1 hour or maybe for a half a day. After that, you will terminate that instance. You will decommission and delete that instance permanently. So once you delete that instance or the virtual machine, then onwards, there is no charges. But till the time you were using, of course, there is a charge. So the service provider takes the complete or partial ownership of managing these resources or data centers as per the cloud delivery model opted by the user. That means whatever the type of cloud delivery model that you have opted, accordingly, the charges and the service provider will take the ownership. So any doubts about the cloud computing, the slide, what we were talking about?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is the basic fundamental day one training. So we'll be touching upon minute things, which we'll be keep talking about in the entire session. So for some of the participants, these training modules may be very basic, but for others, it could be like everything is very new for someone who had joined very recently. All right. Okay, let's understand about a data center. What is all about a data center? How does a data center looks like? There are two data centers. One is Microsoft and another one is Google. It's a short video. Let's go through the video and talk about that. All right, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first, let us see Microsoft data center, how exactly a Microsoft data center looks like, what is in and out of it, and let us go next. Okay, so whatever we had seen now, it is just a glimpse of Microsoft data center. So here you could see rows and rows of building with each building has got so many servers placed one next to each other, right? All of them put together is one single data center, which is also referred to as availability zone. Okay, similar kind of data centers, maybe multiple of 2 or 3 will be there in one single region. Let us say, if you say India, in India, this kind of the biggest infrastructure what we have seen spread across 3 acres of land, maybe, and 50 million servers located in one single place, all put together is one single availability zone into 3 in one single country or location. So in Microsoft, they have over 80 plus regions available having this kind of infrastructure. This is all about a typical data center of a Microsoft Azure. So similarly, let us see a Google data center, how exactly a Google data center. Here we will be able to get to understand a little bit in detail about a data center. What exactly a data center, what are the components will be there in the data center. Let's quickly have a look and let us discuss on this. Are you ready, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Does
Yes.
this video have any audio, sir? Because we were not able to hear anything.
Are you not able to hear?
No, sir.
Only the video is there?
Only the video is playing in both the cases, in Microsoft as well as Google.
Okay. Let me check the settings from my side. I'm really sorry. Could you please check now and let me know?
At
No?
least I'm not able to hear, sir. I'm not sure about others.
How about others?
No, sir.
Even you're not able to hear?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, let me do one thing. I will share this video so you can go through this later.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So here, this is the typical data center of Microsoft Azure as well as Google data center. Okay. So here you could see rows and rows of servers, and there are so many thousands of components all put together. It is a data center. So the guys whom you had seen there walking across the data center, they are the on-site engineers. So why do we see this video, and what is the intention of showing this video is, are we going to work inside this data center? No. So what is that we are doing as a system administrator or even as a solution architect? So we'll be monitoring these devices remotely. So we will be monitoring these devices remotely. We'll be logging into almost each and every device. And as and when we come across any issues or the notification alerts, we will be alerting these on-site engineers. So in return, who will go and attend to that work, and they will eliminate those issues. Got it? So we will not have physical access to these data centers. We'll be working remotely. We'll be connecting to these data centers, and we will be making use of these resources. And while using these resources, yes, of course, here and there, we will get to know the issues, the hardware or software, anything to that extent. And if it is remotely resolvable, we will fix it. If not, we will pass it on to the on-site engineers, on-site technicians, and they will work upon it and they will do the needful. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. So next we have the cloud computing companies. Who are the cloud computing companies or cloud service providers? There are over 600 plus cloud service providers are available. I have picked up only few names, very important, and the top-notch companies to name. And the cloud service providers are the one who host a data center that can be accessed by companies or individuals using a network connectivity called a web. So some of the famous cloud service providers are Adobe Creative Cloud, Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, IBM, Microsoft Azure, Oracle, HPE, GreenLake, Rackspace, Red Hat, Salesforce, SAP, Verizon, Dell, VMware. So all these cloud providers, service providers, they have their own specialization. May not be each and every service provider provide all kind of services. One service provider may be very good in CDN, content delivery network. We have one company called Akamai Technologies, and they are pioneers. They are the top-notch company in content delivery network. Similarly, we have many other types of cloud servicing models are available. So each and every player, they are having their own specialization. So just to take few names, these are all these cloud service providers. Also, they are the competitors. So that means if you are learning Microsoft Azure technology, similarly, there is a Google Cloud technologies available. Whatever the administration training that we are undergoing, the same training one can take up in Google Cloud or Amazon Cloud or Adobe, IBM, or any of these service providers. Okay, so any doubts here so far, guys, or else we'll move on to the next slide.
No, sir.
Thank you. So what is a cloud delivery model? A cloud delivery model represents a specific pre-packaged combination of IT resources offered by a cloud service provider. So there are three base cloud delivery models that are IaaS, infrastructure as a service, PaaS, platform as a service, and SaaS, software as a service. So what is all about IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS? We'll touch upon that, and we will have a thorough understanding in the upcoming slides. So these three models are further divided as per the convenience, and it is referred to as a storage as a service, database as a service, security as a service, and the name goes on. But the major chunk, the major part is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So whatever we are going to learn, whatever we are going to deploy and explore in Azure technologies will fall under any one of these cloud delivery model. So who are all the top-notch companies provide IaaS, infrastructure as a service model? Some of the major companies are Amazon, Microsoft, Cisco. They offer IaaS service delivery model. Zoom cars, Bounce bikes, they use IaaS service. So similarly, we have PaaS, that is platform as a service. Once again, Amazon, they provide, Azure, they provide, Red Hat, Google, they all offer PaaS, platform as a service. Some of the service requesters, or the customers, end users, or Netflix and Amazon Prime, they use platform as a service. So similarly, we have software as a service. The famous services what we use on daily basis, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, YouTube, Google Docs, Office 365, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, they all use software as a service. Let us try to understand in detail on each of these topics, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, so that we will have more knowledge and thorough understanding that will really help us in the upcoming classes. All right. So what is all about IaaS? It is an instant computing infrastructure provisioned and managed over the internet. So here, a cloud service provided such as Azure or AWS, GCP manages their infrastructure while you purchase and install, configure, and manage your own software like operating system, middleware, runtime, data, and applications. On to the right side, team, do you see the pictorial presentations that is managed by you, which is in blue color, applications, data, runtime, middleware, OS?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So here, if you are creating a virtual machine in Azure, the service provider, Microsoft Azure, will provide you the networking, storage, server, and virtualization software. Okay, they will hand it over to you. They will provide a basic virtual machine with these components which are supported by them. And as a user, as an end user, you will have to take care of the operating system, which operating system you need to install, whether you want to install a Windows or a Linux. In Linux, which particular distribution you want to install, whether you want to go with a Red Hat or SUSE Linux or Ubuntu, which particular distribution you want to have, middleware, runtime libraries, data, that is data is user data or even the database, and the applications, which are all the applications that you want to install and use it. So all these things are managed. The one which is mentioned in blue color, highlighted in blue color, or the services managed by the end user, or these services are also managed and maintained by a system administrator like you and me, or a solution architect. So if you take any organization, if you say you are working in a cloud service team, these are all the things which is mentioned in blue color: applications, data, database, runtime libraries, middleware, operating systems. It is your total control. You will manage anything that goes wrong here. You are whole and soul responsible. Suppose there is a malware or a spyware or a ransomware that gets affected, you are whole and soul responsible. You will have to manage. You will have to take care. Suppose there is no electricity. Suppose there is no networking, or the hard disk is crashed. There is a server outage. These things are managed by the service provider. So here, the service provider will give you a support and a commitment to the extent of 99.9999%, stating that if you have any data stored in the server or in our database or in the storage, we will assure you nothing will happen to it, because they manage multiple backup servers. If one server goes down, the backup is available in another server. If that one data center itself goes down, what we had seen in the video, that if that entire data center goes down, which is referred to as availability zone, there is a backup availability zone available in the same region. All your backup, all your settings, everything is available, that can be replicated, that can be easily restored. So some of the popular examples of IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service, include Microsoft Azure, Microsoft AWS, Google Cloud Engine, Rackspace, Cisco Meta Cloud, etc. So this is the basics of IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Any doubts, please let me know. I'll be glad to assist you with that. I will elaborate further, because these topics are very, very important. Is it easy to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
shall we move on to the next slide? If no doubts.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So next we have PaaS, that is platform as a service. It is a cloud computing model in which cloud vendors provide hardware and software tools such as source code editor, debugger, and other essential tools to developers to use over the internet for building their applications. A cloud service provider such as Azure, AWS, GCP, IBM, Oracle, etc. manages both hardware as well as the software, except the applications and data that are managed by the users. Here you can see from the previous pictorial presentation, it is the same thing, but the managing the services are different. Only the top two, that applications and data, is managed by you, by the administrator or the software developer. But remaining things are managed by the vendor, by the service provider himself. So he will take control of total networking, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, everything. So you need to take care only the data and the applications. Here, the best example is, say, for example, you're working in XYZ software development company. So where you will go, you will log in to the server and you will start coding, you will start compiling, you will start running and doing the testing part. So to provide all those tools needed for you to write a code, test a code, run a code, compile it, all those things are taken care by the service provider in platform as a service. So when we say we are working in cloud vertical, we are support engineers, we should know what type of support we are providing. Are we providing infrastructure as a service support, or a platform as a service support, or a software as a service support model? What is that actually we are providing to our clients, to our customers? Some cases it so happens you may be providing internal support. Say for example, I will just take an example of a TCS, Tata Consultant Service. Let's say one of you're working in TCS, and you may be supporting your own data center. Almost all these companies, they have data centers, right? Their own data centers. So it could be a on-premises data center, or it could be offline in the sense a data center available far away location that you are accessing over the internet. Say for example, the Indian location data center could be a cloud data center for your US counterpart, for your US office. The data center, what they're accessing, which is in cloud, it is not on-premises data center for them. Everything they will have to access it, they'll have to manage it through the web browser, through the internet connection. So one should understand, one should ask your peers or your reporting manager or the solution architect in your team, what type of support, what type of cloud delivery model you are using, so that you'll be able to work on it and you'll be able to understand much better. So here, one of the best example I picked up is Facebook. Facebook is the best example for PaaS. Here, developers can create specific applications for the Facebook platform using proprietary APIs. API is application programming interface, and make that application available to other Facebook users as well. If you have a Facebook account, you can write small codes, or you can prepare a few games with already readily available tools. You can make customized games. You can share that games with your friends and colleagues, with your contacts. You can play with them online. So how do you do it? Just with the help of having access to applications and data. The remaining everything is managed by the service provider. Here, who is the service provider? The Facebook himself. Okay. So any doubts, or do I need to stress upon further on PaaS model, platform as a service model? No. Shall we move on to the next slide?
Okay, sir.
Okay. The last but not least in the cloud delivery model is software as a service. So it is a way of delivering applications over the internet as a service. So instead of installing and maintaining the software in your PC, The user will simply access the software via the internet. So freeing yourself from managing complex software and hardware. So some of the top SaaS, that is software as a service, service providers are Oracle, SAP, Cobweb, Salesforce, Akamai, Adobe, etc. So here onto the right side in the pictorial presentation, you can see each and every service is managed by the service provider himself. So as a user, what is that you are doing? You will just log in and you will use that service. Say, for example, your Gmail. When you log into your Gmail account, you are not bothered about the applications that are used, the database that is used in the backend where your email goes and sits. When you compose an email and when you want to run a spell check, everything is provided by the cloud service provider. You are not worrying. You need not to look into anything. All you do is you'll just log into your Gmail account and you will start using. Either you will check for inbox, or you will compose a mail, or you will get into your address book, you will get the information, or even you will go to your Google Drive and maybe you will upload some files, or you will download files which is already available in your Google Drive to your desktop, and you will start working on it. Similarly, Office 365, your entire workforce is available in the cloud in their data center. So all you do is all you need to have is an internet connection and a device to get connected to internet. You will log in, you will start working, whether you want to check your emails, whether you want to access your Word documents, whatever. Correct? So this is all about cloud delivery model, SaaS, that is software as a service. So these are all the three cloud delivery models that are available, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So just to add up to that, we have other cloud delivery models, which is not actually the base delivery models, which we were talking about in one of the slides, that is storage as a service. So one of the service provider will tell, I will provide you only storage. I will not provide anything. For example, your Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. So they said, I will provide you only the storage facility. You can access it via web. You can upload whatever is the limit, 1 TB or 1 GB or 15 GB, whatever is the capacity that you have opted for. You can use it. And once you're done with it, you can close it. So your data is completely safe and secured. I will take care. To the extent, the data what you're uploading, if it has got any virus or a spyware or a malware, even that I will take care. You need not worry. I have installed multiple virus scanners. We will scan for it and we will eliminate, we will remove those virus infections. They will provide support to that extent. Okay. So let's have a direct comparison between these cloud delivery models. We have four mentioned here. One is on-premises data center, which is the physical data center, what you own, what you have. What is a comparison between on-premises and to other three cloud delivery models? In case of on-premises delivery model, that is on-premises data center, each and everything is taken care by you, right from the security, right from the ACs, right from the power, the servers, the hardware, and the technicians. Each and everything is taken care by the service, whoever owns this data center. Next, if you avail infrastructure as a service, you will manage only the applications, data, runtime, middleware, and OS. The remaining thing is provided and managed by the service provider. Accordingly, the charges will be less. And moreover, the service provider is giving you direct access to their data center to manage their resources. So accordingly, the service charges will vary. And moreover, you can also opt for a dedicated server wherein nobody else will be logging into that particular server. That server is completely dedicated to you. So as per the service model, as per the service what you're getting, you will end up in paying either a huge amount or a reasonable amount as compared to PaaS as well as SaaS, that is software as a service model. So here we have the direct comparison between all the four models. So please go through this and let me know if you have any doubts or clarification so that we can touch upon and move on to the next slide. So shall we move on?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So apart from cloud delivery model, this is the service what you're opting for. Okay. Now let us assume as a company or as a system administrator or a solution architect in your team, you need to provide support to your client, to your customer. Okay. You will take this infrastructure as a service or any of other two, PaaS or SaaS, and you're going to deploy some resources to your client or to your customer. It is called deployment model. Okay, so similar kind of a delivery model, we have something called deployment model. Let us try to understand what is all about cloud deployment model. A cloud deployment model indicate where the infrastructure for the development, for the deployment resides, and who has control over the infrastructure, and how the cloud services are made available to the users. Say, for example, sitting in Bangalore here in India, you need to provide support a client who is in US. And this US client will tell, I want you to maintain my data center in the cloud. He just says that, and he doesn't say that where that cloud infrastructure should reside. So as a administrator or a solution architect, you will have to decide what is best for that client. The client is located in US. Is it good for you to create a data center for him in the cloud, which is available in US region or India region or any rest of the world? So the closest the data center, the closest the cloud delivery deployment model available to the client, he will save so much of resources, because he need to spend less amount of time and he will end up in paying less as compared to accessing a data center which is available far away location. So here we have 4 types of deployment models are available: cloud, that is public cloud, private cloud, community cloud, and hybrid cloud. Let us try to understand what is a public cloud first. A public cloud deployment model supports all users who want to make use of a computing resource such as a hardware, OS, CPU, memory, storage, or software like application servers, database servers, etc. So all these things are available on a subscription basis. You can opt for monthly basis or quarterly basis or 6 months or yearly basis or a long tenure. So depending upon what type of subscription that you have opted for, your charges will be determined. Either if it is an annual basis, your charges will be substantially reduced. And if you're paying on monthly basis, you will end up in paying a little bit more. It is just like the mobile recharge what we make. Either you can go for 1 month, that is 28 days or 45 days, 2 months, or quarter, or 1 full year, correct? So that is how the subscription model goes for any of these things, a public cloud, private cloud, or community cloud, or even hybrid cloud. So most common users of public clouds are for application development and testing purpose, non-mission critical tasks such as the file sharing and email services. So where do we see this public cloud? So public cloud, by and large, we see in most of the corporate companies where they do not want the data to be completely private. It could be semi-public or completely public. So there will be certain restrictions will be available, like user access, user control, MFA, that is multi-factor authentication, through which the public cloud will be safe and secure. Say, for example, you are logging into your office network sitting at home or from a faraway location. You're logging to a public cloud where the complete data is your complete database is company's database is available in the public cloud, wherein it is completely restricted for other than the company resources, other than the company employees. Other than the company employees, in general, each and everyone will not be able to log in. Why? Because there is a specific tunnel, that is a VPN, virtual private network, that has been provided to their employees. So when you try to log in from your home, you need to have the access key. You need to have the company provided laptop. This laptop will have a customized image of your company. So your operating system will be able to connect only to your network, office network, and most of these computers are restricted even for opening Gmail or Facebook or Twitter, correct? So this is all about a public cloud, wherein the data center is accessible, which is available in public cloud. However, it is completely restricted for certain users to access. Similarly, we have private cloud. What is all about private cloud? The deployment model is typically used by a single organization. Such infrastructure may be managed by the organization itself, or it could be managed by a service provider who manages the infrastructure either on-site or off-site. So private clouds are more expensive than public clouds due to the capital expenditure involved in acquiring and maintaining them. To take an example here, you take any of these banking institutions, you take HDFC Bank, Citibank, or Canara Bank. They will have their own data center, but it is completely private, meant and available only for their resources or employees. And again, each and every employee will not have access to this private cloud. Only the architect levels, solution architect levels, or system administrators who provide complete support, and the backend, the users or the employees will be accessing this data center through a particular software or application. Let us say an accounting software they are using, or a banking software they are using. So the moment they log into their banking software through their MFA, that is multi-factor authentication, or through their self-authentication username and password, they have access only to that database and to that particular application. They will not have total control over the cloud. So there will be a one physical data center available in one location in the country, or maybe possibly 2 or 3 locations. So each and every branch will be connecting to this data center. And once again, they will not be using a public internet like Airtel or Vodafone or Geo. No, they will have their own satellite connection. You might have seen, or if you get an opportunity, you can check. Most of these bank branches, they will have a small dish that has been installed on their rooftop. So this dish have a direct connection or access to the satellite. Through the satellite, the data will be uploaded and downloaded to their centralized server. So their internet connection, their accessing data will not work on traditional internet service providers. That is what a private cloud, and that is how the data will be completely secured, and it is almost near to next impossible to hack or steal the data of banks. That is how it is secured. So next we have something called community cloud, where deployment models helps multiple organizations sharing computing resources that are part of a community. Here, to take an example, let us say I will take 2 or 3 companies. Let us say TCS, Tata Consultant Services, Infosys, and Wipro. All these 3 companies, they are providing support for, let us say, Bank of America. Bank of America is the common customer for all these 3 companies. So TCS may be managing Bank of America's only computer resources, hardware. The employees of Bank of America's, their laptop, desktop computers, anything that goes wrong, the operating system, application software, installing, reinstalling, keyboard not working, laptop or hard disk not working, hardware is not working, all the support is taken care, provided by TCS, for example. So any of the employee from Bank of America, if they have any kind of IT trouble, they will log a ticket, or they will call a toll-free number. That call directly lands into TCS. Now, TCS, while supporting this mission critical issue, they get to know that some sophisticated, some specific software that need to be installed that is not managed by TCS. Who is managing? Infosys. So TCS will raise another ticket to Infosys stating that this issue is related to you. Please manage this. To take an example, our passport, the Indian passport stamping, the Indian passport issuing, renewal, everything is taken care by TCS. Okay. Similarly, if we take IT, the IT returns, what we do, IT filing, everything is managed by Infosys. So Infosys may be managing only the software part, the hardware part for all the income tax department, laptops, desktop, the server, everything may be managed by Wipro or TCS or some other company. So all these companies, they need to have common understanding. They need to use a common application software to communicate each other. They need to use the common database. So these resources are managed or deployed in community cloud. What is community cloud? More than one organization is working on the resources or the infrastructure available. If you take the police department, the Karnataka police, they have their own data center. Mumbai police, Maharashtra, they have their own data center. But when they need to share the data, both the state police, they have common access or common database, which are shareable. So this is what community cloud. So there is a similar type of cloud which is called hybrid cloud. Here both private and public infrastructure are interconnected. So to scale up the IT infrastructure to meet on-demand requirements. So where do we see this hybrid cloud? If you take banking itself, in banking, there are certain database, a certain part of their servers are completely isolated only for themselves. Same time, a user like you and me, when we need to log into our HDFC or Citibank online banking transaction, we want to check our whatever the banking daily transactions or the amount available, the OD limit exceeded, or the FD renewal, or our loan statement, downloading loan statement, whatever. These things are accessed by the public, which is not private. Anyone can log in if they know the username and password, their username and password, correct? Of course, we do receive the OTP. If we have these three things, anyone can log in. So all these things are managed in a single server. It has got both public as well as private access. So here, what do we need to understand? All these servers has got two IP addresses. One is private and another one is public. So the public facing IP address will be known for our web browser. When we say www.hdfcbank.com or citibank.co.in, this website is tagged to the public IP address of this server. Same time, the same server has got a private IP address. So as an internal service provider, maybe a solution architect or a system administrator, if you need to log into the database and check, you're not logging into the application software to check, you're logging in directly into the SQL database to check, to manage, or to run some queries, or for maintenance purpose, or to take backups, then you cannot use the public IP address. You cannot log into hdfcbank.com or citibank.co.in. You cannot log in and you cannot perform any task. For that, you need to log in to the private IP address of that server directly. For that, only as a service provider, as a system administrator or a solution architect, only you will know that IP address, private IP address, and the username and password to log in. So that is how you will manage hybrid cloud. So these are all the four deployment models are available. According to your client's requirement, you will deploy whether you want to deploy the data center for your client in public cloud, private cloud, or community cloud and hybrid cloud. So for our nature of work, like you and me, what we do on daily basis, our 99.99% our work will restrict to public cloud or private cloud only. We will not get into community cloud or hybrid cloud, which is completely out of our reach for our knowledge, for our experience and exposure. So our scale will be only to the extent of public cloud or private cloud. So with this, we'll be concluding this slide, and any doubts or clarification needed, please be vocal so that we can touch upon that and move on to the next slide. We will see the comparison between these four models.
Yes,
So
sir.
let us try to understand what is the difference in managing, maintaining these data centers. The slide itself is self-explanatory. The first one is the cloud model. Is it easy to set up, easy to use, data control, reliability, scalability, what type it is? In case of public cloud, it is very easy to set up. In case of private cloud, it is very hard to set up as your team creates the system. Community cloud, once again, it is easy because it is community practices, and hybrid cloud is very, very complex. Similarly, ease of use, public cloud is very very easy to use. Private cloud is complex, and this entire slide is self-explanatory. I'll give you a quick minute. Please go through that and let me know once you're ready. We will move on to the next slide. You can click on that bell icon. That is a notification tab. Okay, here you will see. All right,
Okay.
subscription free trial has a remaining credit of 14,500 rupees. So
Okay.
here down below, we also have our option upgrade to pay as you go subscription. Actually, once this 14,500 credit is completely exhausted, then we can opt for pay as you go subscription. Then onwards, for every act, whatever the job that we are doing, whatever the process that we are doing on Azure portal, we'll be getting charged. Okay, so it will be on monthly charges, depending upon, suppose you use it for one day charge comes. Suppose you use it for half an hour, only for that half an hour price will come. It will be in fractions. It will be like 8 rupees, 9 rupees, like that. Okay,
Okay.
and we need to opt for upgrade to pay as you go subscription. There are so many features which are not available in free tier. Free tier is only for learning purpose. Suppose you want to use a high-end graphics card in your virtual machine, then definitely you will not get under free tier. Then we will have to go for pay as you go subscription model. Okay, then in that other event, we will have to do this. Now we will do one thing. We will create a simple virtual machine. Okay, you can click on this X button. And now we can click on home button. Onto the extreme left, above quick start center, we have home button. That's correct. All right. So do you see here, create resource, quick start, virtual machines? Please click on virtual machines.
I'm sorry, just a minute, sir. I'm sorry.
Sure. Don't worry, not to take down these notes. I will provide complete step-by-step instructions, guide, lab exercises I will provide. So even at a later stage, you can go through that material and you can reproduce these lab exercises. So Asif, are you there? Are you doing this lab exercise?
I'm here only, sir, but my number, my everything is already used one time.
Okay. So
So I
you need to
need,
provide a different phone number, different email
Right.
address. After
Yes.
the class, maybe if time permits, I will help you out. All you need to do is provide a different telephone number.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can do that.
Sure.
All right, Shri. Onto the extreme left, we have create option, and there is a down arrow key as well. Please click on that down arrow key. Yes, click on Azure Virtual Machine, the first option.
Sir, how long does it generally take to create the virtual machine?
See, it should take less than 5 minutes to create a virtual machine.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to create, if you want to have the setup of that machine, the virtual machine in a physical environment, you know the process. Usually you will first get the quotation, get the approval, then it will take 15-20 days to assemble, get that ready. I'm talking about the servers, not the desktop computer. Finally,
Correct.
it will come to your place. Then you need to install the operating system. Even you take, for example, your own laptop, the new laptop what you purchase. If it does not comes with a operating system, you will have to sit and install operating system. How much time it takes, correct?
Correct.
Wherein here, the complete entire infrastructure, entire setup, everything will be ready well within 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the first screen where we are creating a virtual machine. We can create a virtual machine of our choice. What operating system it should have? It should have Windows operating system or a Linux operating system. In Windows, whether you want to Windows 7, the outdated one, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 2019 server, or Windows 2021 server, anything and everything. So the first option is a subscription. It clearly says free trial. So if you select a free trial, if we go with this default configuration setting, we will not be charged. This 14,500 rupees, what credit we have, in that it will be deducted. What is that amount that is getting deducted? That we will see. That information we will get it very well in advance before creating this virtual machine. So here in Azure, we have a concept called creating a group name. Under group, all the virtual machines, everything will be grouped together. Okay, so let us give some name. Let us give your name itself for group name. Create a name. You can give your name.
Just a minute, it went away.
Okay.
I'll just say AC900.
Okay, sure. Click on OK. All right. We need to give the virtual machine name. You can give Windows VM or anything, any name you can give. A space it will not take. You can give hyphen if you want.
So I don't think it is even taking a hyphen, sir.
Hyphen it will take, or you can give underscore. Only thing is, no. Hyphen it will take. That end letter should not be hyphen or underscore. You can give hyphen and right in front of that, you can type anything, it will take. Give hyphen. You give some name. Yes. It is that also it is not taking.
Give Windows Server 2012, 2016.
Here itself, just in Windows itself, it is giving an error.
Maybe you change the name.
Server. VM Server 1 or 2.
Okay, it took. Okay. Now down below we have a region. Okay, you can click on that region. We have free service eligible in US East. Okay, so here, if you scroll down a little bit, you will see many regions are available. And at each region, you will see at least 3 availability zones. The data center video, what we had seen, similar kind of complete data center will be available. You can see these are all the regions. Like locations or country specific. Okay, in some countries, there are more than 2 regions. So we will go with the default thing where we have a free tier eligible available, or else what happens in the free tier, it will not allow us to create the virtual machine. Suppose you select US East, US number 2, or South Central US, their free tier is not available. So we will not be able to create a virtual machine. Please go ahead with the first one. Okay, now please scroll down. And availability options, you can click on that. You can select availability zone. Availability zone is the specific data center. Okay, and availability zone, there you can click once again down below. You will see 3 availability zones: zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. You can select any one of them. So in that specific availability zone, your virtual machine is getting created.
Okay.
Okay. Now, security type, let it be standard. Image. Image is the operating system. Which operating system you want to install? You can click on that. You can scroll down. So you will see various operating systems. You can see Windows Server 2022 is there, 2019 is there. Whichever is the free service eligible, please opt for it.
So shall I take up 2022 data center?
Yes,
Azure
yes,
edition?
please. Yes, please. Looks like today it is a bit slow.
Yes, sir.
It is working very slow. It should not take this much of time. Okay, here it says the selected image is not available. Okay.
No, it just, that message
It
just
went away. It went away. Okay, okay, good. Now please scroll down. Size. Size is the most important thing. Size is the system type, which server. Do you see that the amount 6,626.72 per month? There are various charges are there, right?
Yes.
Recommended by the publisher. So whichever is the size that you opt for it, that will be charged. So that amount gets deducted from your free tier amount, which is available there. Okay, we need to handpick the particular one. Here it looks like size is not available, a particular virtual machine not available. Okay, click on size, nothing is available. Okay, click on a virtual machine. I think we may lose out everything, whatever we typed just now. Okay, we'll have to select a different size.
Okay.
See, all of them are graded out, correct?
Correct.
So let us do one thing. Please scroll up. Let us change the location, because in this particular location, there is no image available. Why it is not available? Since it is a free tier account, like you and me, many people, they are trying and they are working same time. Usually, I used to work in the late nights. I never used to face this kind of problem, because most of the, I'm so sorry. Most of the cases during night time, many people will not be working and the servers are available for free tier, for free usage. So here, to make it work, we will have to change the region. That US, East US is there, no? That we can select some other region. We'll have to try on trial and error method only.
So shall I select West US 2?
Yes, select that. Free tier is not eligible. We will end up in getting charged. That's fine. We have 14,500 credit. In that 14,500 credit, it will be deducted.
Again here.
No, it is not available. Okay, let us try with some other location.
Or should I select a different image? Maybe.
Okay, you can try different image. Maybe Windows 7 or Windows 10, something you can select, which is quite outdated one, old one, and nobody will be using, or 2016 server also. That also will do.
I just selected.
Okay.
Even for this, it is not there.
Okay, let us do one thing. Let us proceed further and let us see what are all the options or features are available. At least let us try to explore. Okay. Then later part of the day or at a later time, we can try it out again. So you need to provide the username here for logging into this virtual machine. You can provide your name itself, or you can provide admin. Do not provide administrator. It will not take. That is the default username. So this will be the administrator for this virtual machine.
Yeah.
Provide a username and password. Confirm the password. So for everything you are using onboard keyboard, that is.
No, I'm actually taking the session from a tab, so that is why it is coming up here.
Okay. Okay, it will. It should be 12 characters length.
Okay.
Okay, you can give a simple password. You can give PASS. No, don't give password. Once again, it is. It will not take. Give PASS.
Okay, 1 minute.
Maybe PCAPS, PASS.
Okay.
At the rate 456 123. Once again 456. Easy to remember also.
Okay.
Okay. PCAPS, PASS at the rate 456 123. Again 456.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Great. Please scroll down. Okay, I think a password is not matching.
No, username is not. It is not taking the username.
Okay, give admin 123. 123. Yes. Okay. Here we have public inbound ports. We have none and allow. RDP 3389 is the port number. It is required for us to take remote control access. Okay. This port number 3389 is mandatory. And now here we have option to review and create or click on next. Okay. So please select I confirm. I have licensing option we have, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Here in Microsoft Azure, we have option like, suppose you already own this license. Okay, suppose you are having a physical data center or you have a license key available. You can select this option and then enter that license key. Suppose you do not have that, you need not to select this checkbox, so that what happens, Azure will charge for this operating system also.
Okay.
In place of Windows 10, if you select CentOS, Linux, you will not be charged because CentOS is freeware.
Okay.
Correct. So only for license, if you have existing license, you can use the same existing license so that you will not end up in paying for it. Or if you opt for a particular non-licensed version, once again, you will not pay for it.
Okay.
Freeware operating systems.
So should I go ahead with this, or shall I change?
You can select anything. This is only for trial purpose. I really doubt we may not be able to create a virtual machine because it says that particular image is not available, right? But instead of getting stuck here itself, I want to explore. I want to show you what are all the features options available to create a virtual machine.
Okay.
Okay. You can select Ubuntu, you can select CentOS, you can select anything and everything you can select. You can select, let us see what happens in the down below. Ubuntu is also chargeable. You can select CentOS.
CentOS. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you can scroll down. Now you can scroll down all the way. Okay. Now we will see that checkbox option is gone. Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Little bit scroll up. Okay. Still more. Okay. Here for Linux machines, we have that SSH public key. Instead authentication, you can select password. Okay, the same password will take care. Okay, good. Now please scroll down. Okay, there are no more options to select where. Here, if you straight away click on review and create, review plus create, it will create a virtual machine with default configuration. What is that default configuration? In this virtual machine, we have not selected what should be our hard disk size, hard disk capacity. Correct? Okay, now please click on next disks. Let us do everything manual configuration. Let us not go with default configuration settings. Okay, here, what is the operating system disk type? Whether you want premium SSD, you can click on that link. Yes, here we have various types of hard disks that are available. So depending upon type of hard disk, our charges also will vary. Got it? It is like for your laptop, if you have a SSD hard disk, it will work much faster, but you end up in paying 4,000 to 5,000 rupees extra. If you go for normal SATA hard disk, you will get a much bigger space. Maybe 2 terabyte to 20 terabyte hard disk is available, but it will work slow. In case of SSD, you will get up to 1 TB hard disk, but charges are too high, correct?
Correct.
So the same thing goes with our virtual machine as well. So let us go with the standard premium SSD. You can try out other hard disk type later. And this delete with VM, what does that mean? When we delete this virtual machine, this hard disk also automatically gets deleted. Got it?
Yeah. Okay.
So suppose we have removed this check mark, delete with VM. If it is removed, so what happens when you delete the virtual machine, your hard disk still remains. There is an advantage and disadvantage. What is the advantage? Suppose you want to retain the hard disk that you have created. You want to delete the virtual machine, but you don't want to lose out the data which is there in the hard drive. This hard drive, you can use it at a later stage, just like pen drive. You can create another virtual machine, connect this hard disk and start using that. You can do it. That is the advantage. What is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is if you're not deleting the hard disk, even though you're not using, still you will be getting charged. That is the disadvantage. Okay. So for our trial virtual machine, let us go with a delete the VM. And please scroll down. We are not going to do encrypt the hard disk. Let it be as it is. Encryption type, everything, let it be default. And please scroll down, click on next networking. You can see basics. Under basics itself, we could have clicked on review and create, but we are exploring all the other tabs: disk, networking, management, advanced, tags, everything. Okay. So here we have something called virtual network, virtual private network. We can create a new virtual private network. Let us go with the default settings, but we are going to explore all these features in the upcoming lab exercises. Okay. Now please scroll down. Okay. Select delete NIC when VM is deleted. Select that. Okay, so that our network card will not be retained. Even for that also we will be getting charged. Now please click on next management. Okay, select enable basic plan for free. Okay, and please scroll down. There is no much of a feature that we can go with. And please just scroll down, auto shutdown option. Let it be. We will not go with that. We will explore all these features in the upcoming lab exercises. Please click on next advanced. Scroll down further. Okay, here custom data. What is this custom data? Here you can write a script. When the virtual machine is getting started, do you want some default operations to perform? That you can do it. There is a beautiful lab exercise that we will be doing in the upcoming classes regarding this custom data. Now please click on next tags. Okay, tags is the place where you provide the name for your virtual machine. The name you can type name itself, the same naming convention, NAME. Value, you can provide some name to this virtual machine. Maybe VM1 itself you can provide. Okay, please check for that name. Above that, we have that information tab. Click on that. Let us see. It is highlighting in red. Okay, all right. Please click on next review plus create. So now it will completely review all the tabs, all the settings, whatever we have made. And if there are any trouble, any issues, it will highlight. Obviously, it should provide that size is not matching or not available. Correct?
We had not selected the disk.
Correct, correct. Because it was not available. So it will take a while. It will try to create the virtual machine because that image itself is not available. It will be clueless what to create. It will comes back with that error stating that please go back, review, and make necessary changes. At that point of time, let us try to change again. Let us try to make necessary changes and deploy a virtual machine.
Okay, sir.
So till such time, no resources will be created. It is still reviewing all our settings, whatever we have opted. Is it correct or not? It is just reviewing.
Sir, when I was asking about time it takes for creating virtual machine, this is what I was referring to.
Okay. See, it should not take more than 5 minutes. It is
Okay.
taking here time because there are some flaws or some issues in
Okay.
our image, whatever we have picked up or whatever the settings that we have selected.
Okay.
Only for that purpose, it is taking time, or else it will not take more than 5 minutes. And again,
Okay.
it is region specific. If you select a particular region, which may be too busy or too many users are there, in that case also, it takes a longer time, but definitely not more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like it is not creating actually.
Okay.
Okay, so what we can do, we can click on virtual machines, and we once again we can try to go and fix that. Or you give me some time, I will work from my side and give you the correct image and the region to pick. Okay, now we can see no resources, nothing has been created so far. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, we can click on once again create. We can try with some other region. Click on create.
I clicked on create. It is
Okay.
still working.
Okay. Yes, now it is coming up. Okay, subscription is free trial. Resource group, we need to create a fresh. Our resource
Okay.
group is
So the
not yet
previous
created.
one will not work. Okay.
It is not yet created. If it is created, that a resource group will be there. We can use the same resource group and we can create the remaining virtual machines under that group.
Okay.
So let us try with some other location or a region. Maybe out Africa, South Africa. We'll pick such kind of location where usually people do not create VMs.
Okay. Shall I select West Europe free services available?
Okay, okay. Image, you can select anything. Maybe 2016 server you can take. Windows 2016 server is there. Data center.
But it doesn't say free services. Sir. Is that okay?
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. It says, okay, the message went away now.
Yes. Now it has selected that. Okay, this is the problem. We don't have a specific size in it.
Shall I click on see all images?
Yes, please click on see all images. It will show all the images, but we should have that size available in that. We'll do one thing. If this does not work, then we will create a service ticket with Microsoft and asking them to fix it for us, since we have created a new account, right?
Huh.
So sometimes it so happens it needs at least 24 hours to allocate all the resources for us. If there is any such kind of thing also, then there will be a problem. We'll be keep trying, but we have not got all the approvals and required things to create virtual machines and process our account.
Okay.
Okay, let us select another one or two images. If it does not work out, let us call for the day. Okay, anyway, we'll have one more day time before we join for the next class. Prior to that, I will work out with the service desk or support people from Microsoft. I'll have the solution.
Okay, sir. Trying to select Ubuntu.
Okay, try with Ubuntu.
It's not getting selected for some reason.
Maybe next time you can try with your laptop.
Okay.
Yes, here you can select the image. Okay, now try with size. No.
Again is the same.
Yes.
Let me try see all sizes.
You can select the first one, D series, V5. It is a general workload, general purpose virtual machines. If there's anything available under that, it will expand. Okay, now all of them are supported. You can select any one of them. The select button should highlight if you're able to select. Okay, now select this. It should work. Okay, so 6,574 will be charged per month.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Now please scroll down. Select password. No, above. We have password. Still more. Okay, authentication type. Yes, select password. Okay. Provide the username and password. So here what we are hosting is a Ubuntu virtual machine, a virtual machine that will have Ubuntu OS.
Okay. So OS disk type, shall I leave it on this?
All these things you can leave it. You can simply click on review and create. Let it create first.
Okay.
Okay, validation failed, it says. Please click on preview. Let us see what is that validation failed. No, down below we have previous. It will go one tab behind. Okay, next once again, previous. Okay, scroll up and down. Here, anything is there? Okay, nothing is there. Please click on previous. Okay, scroll down. Everything is proper.
That's it, sir.
No other error messages, right? Changing
No,
basic option.
it doesn't say any error here in this page as well.
Everything check mark is there. Okay, we'll go with the next disks. Is there anything in this? Scroll down. Okay, next. There was some error mark or something, right? Previous, click on previous. Okay. Oh, okay. There, this is okay.
Just a notification.
Yes, yes, yes. Please click on next. Okay, nothing is there. Okay, here also nothing.
Is it mandatory to give
No.
a tag or it
No,
is
no, it is not. It is not.
Click on the bell icon, we will get some information what is going on.
It is already one old notification is there. Okay, it has been created successfully.
Created.
See, some issue when all our settings, everything is proper also. If the server is not responding in the background, in the back end, even
There is
then,
something issue.
correct. There will be some technical snags. Okay, good. Now please click on create. So now you can see here, Shri, the amount. What is the amount mentioned? 9,000. That is 9 rupee per hour. It will be charged.
okay.
Okay, so since it is Ubuntu, if it could have been our this one
Windows.
CentOS, it could have been zero rupee. Okay,
Okay.
and this amount 9 rupee will be deducted from your 14,000 credit which they have provided.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Now please scroll down and check for other details. Click on create. Is there a username, password, anything provided? Username. What was the username that you provided?
Admin 123.
Okay, admin 123. And the password?
Pass at the rate 456 123 456.
No, that was for Windows. Here you did not provided any password.
No, I put in the same password actually.
Okay, let us see. Usually this will be password less login.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay, that's why we have selected that SSH key, right?
Okay.
Okay, let us see that. Let us see that. Let us go with the username and password. If password is provided, it will take. Click on create. You can see when we are creating a virtual machine, these are all the backend resources that are getting created. Okay, it will create networking, it will create the additional storage, public IP address, private IP address.
So for all of them, the status should turn. I mean, status should be as created. Okay.
Yes, correct. Now please click on go to resources. Now the deployment is completed.
Okay.
here you will see list of all virtual machines that you have created. So whichever virtual machine you want to connect, you can select that. On to the left hand side, you have connect button. If you click on that, you will get connected. You need to provide the username and password. Okay, you can also click on connect button here. Yes, you provide SSH. So here you need to provide the username and password.
Okay, so your other
It is still deploying.
this is deployment failed. It said deployment failed, sir.
We'll see. We'll see. Click on that message bell icon. Okay, close this. Let us try to reconnect it again.
I'll say test your connection.
Yes, you can do that.
It says deployment succeeded.
Okay, now it is okay. Now please click on connect. Maybe that a deployment was not completed last time.
Maybe, yes.
Let us see. No.
Again, it says failed.
Okay. Okay, let us start over once again. Please go to home. Let us at least see the virtual machines that are created. Click on virtual machines. Okay, select that virtual machine. Click on that. And now we can click on connect.
I selected SSH.
Yes, SSH only will do, because we cannot do RDP for Linux-based machines.
Okay.
So if it is still not connecting, then we'll have to use one more.
No, it says deployment
Okay.
failed again.
Okay, let us do one thing. Click on overview. Do you have Putty software installed in your computer?
No, sir. This is a tab. This doesn't have putty.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, other option is here. Do you see the public IP address 51.124.115.207?
Yes.
Yes. So using this IP address, we can do Putty. Through Putty, we can log in.
Okay.
From SSH, it is not happening here.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, if you create a window-based machine, all you need to do is click on connect and select RDP.
Okay.
Okay. You can select RDP. You can log in. You can. You need to provide the same username and password what you have provided,
Okay.
and you can log in. Maybe you can try it out at a later time when you are free.
Okay. Sure.
You create another virtual machine with a Windows image
Operating system. Yes.
operating system. Okay.
Okay.
And instead of SSH, select RDP.
RDP. Okay.
Select RDP and try to connect.